Hello everyone, I'm the Gooch. Today we're going to be doing G.I. Joe Classified number 168, Cobra Commander. Welcome to the Cobra Report. Just a reminder to please like and subscribe to my page for more G.I. Joe Classified content. Today, once again, doing number 168, Cobra Commander. This figure, actually the character of Cobra Commander, has an amazing backstory in the comic books, which we'll get into as we review this guy. So, let's take a look. Alright, we're going to breeze right through this. I know you guys don't really care too much about the box. It's more about what's inside the box that matters, right? There he is, his couple head sculpts, he's got his backpack, he's got his gun. And down, G.I. Joe Classified, number 168. Bunch of symbols that nobody knows what they mean over here. Awesome artwork of Cobra Commander, looking all menacing. 168, 168 of these guys. That's incredible to me. Great sculpt on the eyes there, or great picture of the eyes. 168. There he is now with the snake eyes sticking through. Better shot of his armor, his iguana. Alright. Now let's get down to it. Alright, now we took a look at the box. Let's take a look at the figure. Let's open this guy up. He's out of the box. He's got a couple extra heads, so he's got an extra head sculpt, his backpack, handgun. He's got this iguana. He does come with a couple extra hands, so you can do different poses. He's mostly just doing this or a fist. So not too much that you can do with him, but we'll get into this in a minute here. Let's take him out of here. All right, he's not really held on with anything. We're just gonna throw that. Don't care about that guy. All right, here he is. Here he is out of the box. G.I. Joe Classified 168 Battle Armor Cobra Commander. So what do you think, everyone? Let's talk about him, okay? So we got his backpack. This goes in a little peg right here on his back. Gun for his holster on the left. So apparently Cobra Commander's a lefty. I didn't know that, but this goes in. That fits in a lot better. Way better than the Snake Eyes version 4, where it just literally falls right out. And he's got his iguana here. The iguana is posable, so he does have movable hands, which I guess is kind of cool. I don't really know. Doesn't really have a tail that you can move. So this one, he comes with the snake eyes already in. Pull this off here. And you can put, this is his normal head. Just regular human eyes in this one. So these are a little hard to get back on. I'm always afraid that I'm going to break it. Alright, so there he is with regular eyes. This is how I prefer them. I was not a fan of the whole sci-fi element. I prefer much more of the realism behind it. So, alright. First off, the head, way too small for the body. I mean, this is probably the size that his head would be if he didn't have a helmet on it, but he has a helmet on. So the helmet should make his head about twice this size. So it's a little bit tiny for his body. Doesn't quite proportion well. Same thing happened with Barbecue, also had a tiny head compared to his body. So if you're going to make him without a removable helmet, you got to keep that in mind, Hasbro. Make his head a little bit bigger than that, all right? So he does have these little tubes coming out of the side of his mouth here for breathing apparatus. It does have another tube that goes, we'll take the gun out here. It does have another tube that comes around his waist. Those are the two tubes. Doesn't really explain what it does. So, backpack once again. It looks like he could fly with it, but to my knowledge, he cannot fly. It does have a couple pegs here, which I'm guessing are for blast effects, so I'm going to go ahead and say that Cobra Commander can fly, because this is a jetpack. Don't remember him doing that in the comics. Take a look at the back of him. Nothing too special. You know, honestly, a little bit disappointed in this guy. This is the classified version of him. This should be a lot more intricately detailed. There should be more, just something. I don't know. This, to me, is more of the retro cardback version of Cobra Commander, Battle Armor Cobra Commander. Paint apps are just okay. I mean, it's just silver, nothing real special. Does have a little bit of a Cobra symbol on his belt here. So this is the one thing is all new sculpt. So there isn't a single piece of reuse on here, which is great. So for once we actually get our money's worth. If you buy this guy, you know that this is all new parts. So they aren't reusing any of this, unlike a lot of the other figures. Maybe one of his hands, but I don't think so. So you take this out. Again, he's a lefty. So we're gonna put this out. But if he's a lefty, so they kind of screwed that up. So they put the rifle on that hand, on his left side, or his holster on his left side, but they only gave you the pointing finger for his left side. So he has to hold so if you're gonna have him point, he has to have the gun in his right side, his holster's on the left. So they didn't really think that went through very well. We're gonna put his holster in his hand. I do like that the fingers curl and go into the actual holster grip, which is nice. So we gotta address the head situation here, the head sculpt. Comes with a second head and an iguana. Why? The iguana serves no purpose. It wasn't in the cartoons, it wasn't in the comic book, it's just an added iguana. I guess they did that with the original Cobra Commander way back in the day. I'm too young to remember that, but it was just a little added throw-in by Hasbro to make the character seem more fun. Okay, but this guy has an amazing backstory in the comics. This is when G.I. Joe, so Cobra Commander and Destro, they attacked the pit, and it all blew up, and they got buried under the rubble. Everybody thought they were dead. So they somehow get out of there, and they take their masks off, and for the first time, you kind of get to see him. You don't really get to see Destro. He puts on a mask, or a disguise right away, but he's got a beard, whatever, but he's a white guy. I guess we knew that with the open chest, but you always think you hear his voice in the cartoon, you always don't think he's going to be a white guy, but he's a white guy. Cobra Commander takes his mask off, and he's got this thin mustache. He looks like a hipster. He looks like he should be wearing a beret and have, well, actually they did give him a beret and they give him round sunglasses, almost like something from the Beatles from the late 60s, like you would expect to see from John Lennon wearing. So he's got this nice little mustache going. So then he finds out that his son, who knew Cobra Commander had a son, was in an accident, has been in a coma, and he lost his leg. So Cobra Commander goes and takes his son out, goes to visit Fred 7, who is one of the Crimson Guard. Crimson Guard are all clones. They all look the same. So this good posability on him for his legs anyway. Legs move. Again, this one's a little bit of a tight one. So some of these guys are really tight. Okay, it's starting to move a little bit better. So he does bend pretty well. Goes to move him. Fred 7 comes. Fred 7 shows him that he made him this body armor. So this is when he gets the battle armor. So G.I. Joe, or Cobra Commander goes and attacks the Joes, finds out where they're at with the help of Raptor, and attacks the Joes and comes back defeated. He kind of botched it because he didn't really know how to use the pogo, whatever. He does twist at the waist pretty well. Goes like this. So he does have some decent maneuverability here. But Cobra Commander starts to get disillusioned with the life that he's kind of made for himself, seeing that his son in the coma and everything, and he gives up. He quits. He goes to quit being Cobra Commander. So Fred 7 went through plastic surgery for this guy, did everything, got pissed off, and shot him in the back and buried him. Killed Cobra Commander and buried him. Then Fred 7 went and put on the Cobra armor and became Cobra Commander. Now Baroness knew that he was a fake and eventually told Destro, but they went along with it anyway so that they could basically take control away from Serpentor. So I say all this because this is an amazing backstory. That should be represented in this figure. This is the classified figure. That's what we expect to see. So where's my Fred 7 head? Where's my unmasked Cobra Commander head? Instead, we get the exact same mask with slightly different eyes and a stupid iguana that serves no purpose. It was a waste of sculpting. This should be the retro cardback guy, not the G.I. Joe classified version of Battle Armor Cobra Commander. The absolute droppage of the ball there from Hasbro. I mean, the overall figure, I guess, is okay. He's just underwhelming. He's nothing special. He doesn't have an insane amount of intricate details like we're used to with typical classified. So, I mean, his gauntlets, it's more of like a RoboCop kind of legs. So he's got a lot of good, I don't know, like metallic features, almost Cybertronic. Doesn't go to the leg, so it looks like these are separate pieces. So in the comics, he is completely bulletproof, or, you know, from light weapons and fireproof. So he's got the mask so he can breathe through fire and gas and everything. I guess get these couple straps here. I do like that they are finally putting straps. A lot of the early guys came with backpacks, but they didn't have any straps. So the backpack was literally just sitting on their t-shirt. Like, backpacks can't really do that, you need straps. So therefore, starting to correct that mistake of giving them some straps on there. But, I mean, this is it. What do you guys think? I think, personally, that Hasbro dropped the ball. I don't think they really did an amazing job on this guy. He is what he is. His shoulders are a little bit hard to move. You don't have full range of motion with that. These pieces seem a little loose. I don't want to break them, so I'm not going to play with it. Everything else is okay. Decent movement. They're not too stiff. Some of these guys are really, really hard to maneuver. But that's it. A little bit underwhelming. Again, for classified, this is disappointing. This should be the retro card back. I would expect this from retro card back. But for classified, I expect them to step it up. This should have multiple head sculpts. No iguana. This iguana's stupid. No blue eyes. No snake eyes. This is stupid. Cobra Commander never had snake eyes in the Cobra Commander, in the Battle Armor. At least in the comic book. I don't remember the TV show, maybe in Deke, but nobody wants the Deke, right? All right. Actually, well, some of you might want the Deke. Who am I to judge? All right. So, there he is. G.I. Joe Classified, number 168, Battle Armor Cobra Commander.